Go Phils, baby. Let's go! Woo! The Philadelphia Phillies win a close one, 2-1 against the New York Mets at Citi Field. Now, this game was specifically about two things, pitching and defense. Now, for the pitching, Zach Wheeler went 7 innings, did what he did, got the strikeouts, got ground outs, pop outs, did his thing. But I want to talk about the defense, specifically in the first inning. With 1 on and 1 out, Juan Soto hits one into center field. I'm like, oh, God, they're just about to take the lead. But no, Derekhill makes potentially the catch of the year, robbing it from Juan Soto. Let's go, baby! That catch had me so pumped up. That is one of the best catches I've ever seen from a Philadelphia Phillies player. I mean, it's right up there with Aaron Rowan's crashing into the wall catch and Ben Revere's diving catch. But what Derekhill just did, taking it right over the wall back into the ballpark, are you kidding me? I mean, this guy is unbelievable right now. He's playing out of his mind. Now, we'll have to wait and see what happens in the future, because I don't know if we're going to trade Derekhill or not. I mean, it was rumors that Jorge Soler was following all the Phillies accounts, so maybe that could be something. Maybe we would trade Derekhill for Jorge Soler, which I'm not so sure we would do. But as of right now, Derekhill is playing a great role with the Phillies, hitting 2 home runs in 2 games, making potentially the catch of the year, and robbing Juan Soto. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. And Brandon Marsh also made a spectacular catch later on in the game when Derekhill couldn't see it. Brandon Marsh was like, all right, bud, I got you. And then it was basically that from there. Now, the offense had 9 hits. Bryce had 3 of them, but it was basically meaningless because all Alec Boehm keeps doing is grounding into double plays. He has to stop and find a way to not ground into double plays, because whenever Bryce gets on, it's like we know what's going to happen. Bryce gets on, and Alec Boehm's just going to hit into another double play, and hit into another one, and hit into another one, and hit into another one. I mean, Don Mattingly has to fix something with Alec Boehm. Maybe put him a little bit lower in the lineup, like in the 5th or 6th spot, not always the 4th spot, because if you have runners on, you don't want Alec Boehm coming up and hitting into double plays all the time. So Don Mattingly, I trust he'll make an adjustment, and I think he'll make an adjustment, and we'll have to wait and see what he does. But this win, very impressive. Kirkland did his job. Duran shut the door down, gave me a little bit of a scare because I thought the Mets were going to pull a little trick up their sleeves, but Duran went in there, shut the door down, got his 20th save of the year. Congratulations to him. And you know, the Phillies just pulled out a tough win, and they win their 17th one-run game of the year. That is really amazing. What this team has done in the past few weeks or so has been nothing but exciting to watch. And you know, tomorrow they got Alan Rangel. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel with Alan Rangel coming on the mound because, you know, the Phils don't have a 5th starter right now. That's a definite need. What the Phillies need at the deadline is not just a bet, but they can use a 5th starter, because we can't just keep running bullpen guys out there to be our 5th starter. It's not going to work, especially going into the playoffs, potentially. You need to get a 5th guy in here. You know, it wasn't working out with Andrew Painter. We got rid of Taijuan Walker. You got to find a way to get a 5th guy in here, maybe like a Casey Mize or somebody of that caliber. And hopefully that works out. But I think the Phils will go in there and give it their all tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'm saying it's about 50-50 for tomorrow's game, because then you got Luzardo on the mound Sunday. But if you can at least take 2 or 3 from the Mets, I would be happy, because knowing that we've struggled in New York so much, it's time for the Phillies to turn it around and beat the Mets in their own stadium. Let's talk about the division. The Philadelphia Phillies currently sit 3.5 games back from the Atlanta Braves. Now, I think they have a good shot at catching them, but realistically, I know the Braves, knowing the team that they are, they break out of their ways. They go through a tough stretch, and then they kick it right back into next gear. They'll win 5 games in a row, then lose. Win 5 games in a row, then lose. That's what kind of team they are. Not saying that the Phillies can't do it. I'm just saying it's going to be tough to overcome because the Braves, they sure as hell don't want to see us repeat the division back-to-back years. 3 in a row. But if the Phillies, we want to catch the Braves, we got to keep going in with a hungry mentality to catch them. And I have a good feeling about the Phillies moving forward. I feel like we can go on a nice long winning streak and then potentially catch the Braves. For today, guys, remember if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, smash that ridiculous thumbs up button right there at the top. Let me know in the comments what you think, what your latest thoughts are. What do you think of Derek Hill's spectacular catch, maybe the potential catch of the year? What do you think of the Phillies win? Do they have a good shot at winning this series? And by the way, follow me on my Spotify at the Code Red Philly Sports Talk, my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, as always, in the link in the description below. And I'll see you guys next time on the Code Red Philly Sports Talk. Go Phils, baby!